Hi Leo! How are my lions doing? Welcome to your February 2017 forecast. For those of you who do not know me, my name is JJ, and I'm happy to have you here. So Leo, we're just going to jump straight into your reading, which I'm dividing. I'll be giving you guys a general portion of the reading and a love portion of the reading as well. Let's see how things work out. We're gonna try to keep this short, which is always a challenge for me because I'm verbose, and so cutting down on the chatter is also a challenge for me, but we have to improve. I always believe in finding new ways to communicate with people. As long as we don't lose touch with the truth, your inner truth, because again, bear in mind that this is just going to be a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone. I don't expect it to resonate with everyone. I'm not an oracle, let me remind you. Just an empath with a psych background who loves to help people, even though she can't see them. Leo, there's a lot going on with your ego this month. There's like some sort of internal conflict between what your ego wants and the more rational demands of life around you. You may find yourself feeling slightly out of control, having to think almost after you've already committed something, where you're like, why did I do that? Did I really want to do that? Was that even me? What's gotten into me? This card really wants to come out. Okay. Whew. Some trickery, some deception, some insecurity, some what the hell is happening to me, some humble me, please. Okay, alright. So, Leo, there are certain months where we don't feel like we've got things together. There are certain months when we feel like there are higher powers or just forces around us working on our behalf, not even having the decency to come and ask us if we're okay with it. However, these are pretty much invisible forces, some that are just really purely in our minds, that lead us to think that we're going a little bit crazy here. Are we though? Are we really? What is actually happening to Leo in February 2017? There are a lot of new things coming for you, especially when it comes to business opportunities and an opportunity to prove yourself once again. There's an opportunity to alleviate the discomfort that some of you may have been feeling recently with regards to money, where you felt like a little bit overprotective of things around you. This has a lot to do with your ego as well, thinking that I am what I have. My ego grows the more my money grows. My Self-esteem comes from all these fancy, shiny items I have around me. That's not true, though. It's not. Leos are givers, and Leo starts to feel a little bit out of their element when they don't have enough to give others, where they start to feel uncomfortable. You continuously want to make people feel like they've got everything they want and they need, and you like to provide for these people. People know this about you. So maybe if you're having like a few hours in the day where you're thinking to yourself, oh gosh, I can't really afford to do this and it's making me uncomfortable, and there's this battle, this internal struggle that you're going over the entire time. Like, what do I do? Do I just spend my last penny to make this person happy? Or do I just keep it to myself? Just don't feel bad about it, though. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're incapable right now, that's fine. People will understand, and people do understand. Globally speaking, we're going through an economic crisis right now. I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but it's true. Whether you're in Europe, in the United States, or in the Middle East, there is a global crisis happening everywhere. People are losing their jobs. Companies are letting go of their employees. Startups don't have as much fuel. Angel investors are hiding. If you feel like you're reaching an impasse, and it's taking a blow on your ego, it's all right. It's all right. We all go through this one point or another. We all have our downs. But this month, you will have the chance to prove yourself once again. It's just how you decide, how much control you decide to basically I'm trying to find a better way of phrasing the thoughts that are coming into my head rather sporadically. It's like I need to put them together in a way that will make sense, because I'm sensing a lot of anxiety. I'm sensing a lot of the unknown being there. I'm sensing a lot of, pushing and pulling coming out of nowhere. I'm sensing a lot of you feeling like, like you have no other choice but to, for once, give up on taking the lead and follow another person instead, where you have to give up your opinions, give up what you believe is right, give up on certain desires, make certain sacrifices for the greater good of keeping the peace. And it's going to feel like you're being tested. It's going to feel like the universe is out to get you. And you might be thinking, how selfish of me that I'm even thinking this way. Like the universe is out to get me. Like, am I the center of the universe right now? But you're being pulled in different directions. It's like there's a greater, like a puppeteer just pulling your strings, tugging your leg, pulling your leg as well. And the more you decide to come against this, the more you inadvertently start to struggle. So the first couple of days, you're going to feel like there's all this energy and you're not sure where it's coming from. And around about the end of the first week of February, I think it's a good idea for you to kind of take some time off. Tell the people around you that you just need to spend some time alone, undercover, under your own covers. Take a rest, take a break from society, because you're going to have a rather social month anyway. You're going to be invited to parties here and there. There are going to be opportunities for love as well. We're going to go over love in a bit, not with this spread. This spread is just basically looking at generally what's happening. And to me, it's a whole lot of external influence that's playing out here. So yes, all right. So with this Five of Swords, for a while, for the first half of the month, it's going to feel like all your efforts are going nowhere, where you're just like, the more energy I seem to exert, the more bad things are happening around me, or I'm just not getting what I want, and I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong, because I feel like I don't feel like I have full control of the situation to begin with. And I'm done questioning what it is. And you know what? You don't have to question it. That's okay. You're not the only ones feeling this way. You're not the only ones feeling like there's some sort of hidden, secretive influence that's coming to light, where you feel like you have to continuously be looking over your shoulder. Some of you may also be feeling like you've got a lot of eyes on you, and that's pressuring you to look perfect, act perfectly, present the right work, pitch at the right time, match your socks, attend to these details. The devil is in the details. And I felt the need to say this. The devil is in the details, and a lot of you are just watching over your own projects, your own appearance, watching your words, wanting to think before you speak, but being incapable of doing this. So just simply acting and then regretting it afterwards. So I can completely understand if you feel like you need to hibernate for a while, especially after the end of the first week. Things are going to get better though the second half of the week, second half of the month though. I feel like things are going to ease up. You're going to feel more up to being social, going to gatherings, seeing friends, having a bit of fun. You don't need to lay low forever. Certainly not for the whole month, although Mercury is also going retrograde at some point, I think. Not sure about that. But do watch out for communications both ways. You're doing a good job though at hiding certain insecurities. You're doing a good job at not revealing the tension that you're experiencing right now. So it's not like everyone around you is noticing that you're feeling out of your element and you're not on top of things. Not necessarily the right time for your A game. If this gets overwhelming, turn to those around you. Help them understand, explain it to them, because they will be receptive of this. They will want to know what's going on with you, especially when it comes to partners. So I wouldn't dwell too much, Leo. Want to look a bit closer at this moon card, what it deals with. Work, insecurities, and feeling uncertain about work, new work that's coming in, feeling anxious over legal proceedings, perhaps as well, especially if you're starting a new job. You don't want to act you don't want to act too fast, and it's not like you can at this moment anyway. Like I said, the more energy you exert, the more you end up losing. So it's not a good time to tire yourself up. It is a good time, however, to express how you feel to friends and family around you and to be honest with them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Tell your ego to take a hike. And invite your friends and family and those who you care to give their opinion about something. And once you do that, you're going to feel like you can just release all the tension and to let it go. So we know that you're feeling a little bit uneasy because there's a lot of hard work that's coming up for you right now. And although you welcome this hard work, you may be uncertain which direction it's going to head in and whether or not it's going to work out for you, because some of you may have felt like you've been going through a bit of a losing streak for a while now. You want to slow down, reevaluate. You don't want to be too spontaneous. I do advise you to just focus on friends, family, go out, have some fun, take a break, and yes, retreat when you feel like it's becoming too much and it's becoming too overwhelming, especially where resources are a bit low and you're unable to be as generous as you usually like to be in this time, perhaps, at least not until things pick up at work. But it's still a good time, to invite a few friends over. Keep things casual. You don't need to spend so much money in order to show everyone around you how much you still care about them, how much you can still show them a good time as well. In the end, releasing your burdens this way and being honest with people around you is going to make you feel like you can actually pick things up again. Especially, as this very unknown, strange, and almost capricious energy that's happening, as that starts to subside, you will begin to feel better. You'll stop having to look around, to look over your shoulder. You're going to stop feeling like you've got people's eyes all over you, where, you have to attend to the fine details of things. But it is generally a good time to watch, censor your thoughts, censor your actions, hold back a little bit, hold back. Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Okay, let's take a look at your love lives. Oh, Leos. I'm getting a sense that of this humble nature. That's taking over, which is a bit weird, because I just said that your ego's maybe a little bit out of control. There's always two sides of the story, though. No. This one? No. If it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to take it from the deck. Not going to take it. I'm not liking this 9 of Swords that's appearing for other signs as well. Seems like we're all going through quite a bit this month. in terms of not feeling all that great, just rather anxious, stuck in our heads. Again, feeling pulled in different directions that we weren't expecting at all, not understanding where all this influence is coming from, not understanding the energies around us, feeling like we kind of have to surrender and let go. But I'm happy to see this Lover's card. But unfortunately, as long as you stay in this Nine of Swords state, you're incapable of feeling, I keep using the word incapable, like stuck on this word today, but you're having a hard time really enjoying the people around you. Being a little bit of a scaredy cat. Not so ready to admit your emotions or how pulled you are by them. Afraid you're going to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. Afraid you're taking a bit too many risks. Taking too much of a leap of faith on this love that's come around. Oh, I don't need to shuffle anymore. Don't know why I am. Think before you act. Think before you speak. Tame that beast. Tame that ego before you end up hurting yourself and possibly hurting others around you as well. But if you feel like you've got a good plan in motion, just double check, double and triple check that everything is according to plan. Because with the Seven of Swords, you're likely to miss out on a few pivotal details here and there. Like I said, the devil is in the details. I'm pretty sure, I feel like I'm going to title your video that way. The devil is in the details, and that's what's also having you stay up all night thinking about it. Ruminating. Again, not feeling like you've got all the control you want, causing these blocks, causing yourself to kind of point fingers and be like, it's not on me, it's not my fault, it's this person's fault, or it's that person's fault, or God knows what, it's the moon's fault, I don't know what it is, but I'm hardly doing anything. I take a step forward and I feel like I'm being pushed 3 steps backwards. What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong? It's not you, Leo. At least it's not entirely you. But you have the ability to change this. You have your own free will. At the end of the day, this outcome does not have to be for you whatsoever, of course. Do you have a crush on someone? Do you have a crush on someone? And you're just not so sure it's going to work out. Or you're afraid of all the feelings you have right now for this person. It's a bit overwhelming and you're not so sure what to do with these feelings. That can also be, the external influence that's playing out, simply. Where you're just like, where are all these feelings coming from? They're exciting, but they're scary at the same time, and you're up all night thinking about it. One of those things where you just want to run to the person's door in the middle of the night, just to cuddle, but you're not so sure how they're going to take it. Is that what it is? Could it be that? Yes, we're dealing with a lot of illusions here. We're dealing with some night terrors as well. We're having a hard time sleeping. We're having a hard time resting. We're having a hard time envisioning ourselves as this victorious person in love here, who's finally gotten a break, who's finally met the person they feel like they can be themselves with, who might be struggling to intellectually engage and stimulate this other person as well. I don't know who it is that you may be up against, and you don't have to be up against them, so to speak, but it's more like you want to give a good impression. Right now, though, you're feeling a little bit too vulnerable. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with turning to some textbook, fall back on what it is that you know the best of. Fall back on talking about topics that is going to stir up interest in you. And that will also... Ooh, too many cards though there. That will also have them ask you more questions about yourself. Engage in a debate with this person of interest. Get to know them a little bit better. Put yourself in a situation where they can get to know you as well. This month is a very good month to do that. Yeah, this month is a very good month to revisit those passions. You will find yourself coming back to your passion at the end of the month. This is short-lived. I mean, okay, other tarot readers will totally disagree with me and say that this was a long time coming and this takes quite a while to build up to this point. But the fact of the matter is that we're fully responsible for putting ourselves in this Nine of Swords state here. And although we may feel a little bit helpless and, like I said, pulled in various different directions, it just could be because you're experiencing emotions you haven't felt in quite a while. But you will be able to find that passion again. You will feel like things are slowly coming together on the work front, on the love front. Give yourself some time. By the 16th, 17th, good things are going to happen. Spontaneous love is going to come your way. Opportunities are going to come your way. No more feeling like there are some odd secret influences happening around you. No more feeling like you have to look over your shoulder. Things are going to be just fine, Leo. I want to know about this. Tell me about this Lover's card. Okay, you guys. Have an awesome February. And I'm sorry if I sped this up. I am a little bit under the weather, but I hope it all came together nicely for you. And I will talk to you next month. Lots of love. Bye.